Montell Fish is someone we talked about in our very first episode all of those many, many months ago. I think that was like 20 videos ago. And we talked about a single of his from the record Jamie. Since then, he has a new one. We're a little late on it. It came out October 28th. It's called Her Love Still Haunts Me Like a Ghost. And it was actually your idea to talk about it.
Yeah. So, let's introduce the
show.
Should we introduce the show? Yeah.
I guess we could do that. This is Not Every Single. I'm Joe.
And I'm Stephanie.
Welcome. And if it's your first time here, we talk a lot of music, all different genres. If you have anything you want us to hear, hit us with a recommendation, because we've kind of been knocking out the comments or recommendations lately, but this one was your idea.
Old or new. Yeah, so we talked about, I'm not sure which song we talked about.
Yeah, I don't even remember it.
But I had been interested enough to listen to the full album. I listened to it a couple of times, really liked it, and then kind of just forgot about it.
That was Jamie?
Yeah.
Okay.
With everything we had a lot going on this year.
There's a lot going on.
So then this popped up as a new release, and I thought, oh gosh, I really liked the first one. I'm going to download this and listen to it. I was on a walk the other day, and I was trying to listen to some new music, and I had some stuff downloaded, and I was pushing this one, and nothing. I was like not into anything.
Okay.
Nothing was hitting.
I hate when that happens.
Nothing was hitting.
Can't, like on a walk or a run or whatever, you just like can't find an album to listen to or a show to listen to or whatever.
Yeah. So because I was on a walk, I didn't feel like it had to be something like super amazing. I just was trying to try some stuff out. So I put this on, and it was like the second it started, it was like, yes, finally.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. And then the contrast of that opener compared to his entire other album really struck me immediately.
Yeah, I maybe remember, was the other one a little softer and
It
less
was
like distorted?
100% softer. There was maybe like one, I know there was one song, I re-listened to it, that had like some distortion, but like basically it is absent from that album.
In that case, this is a really cool move. Like a really interesting way to go.
And I think he produces everything himself.
Yeah, it sounds very like almost like home produced, not quite lo-fi, but maybe done on some home gear. And that adds to kind of the charm in a way that like, say like Tobacco, the artist Tobacco, where you kind of hear that like, yeah, he records it on like his tape machine at home, and you can hear that. Exactly what you said. The second it starts, you're hit with this distorted, blown out bass synth.
We love a blown out bass.
Oh yeah. I mean, it took me right back to like early Sleigh Bells, 2010 with Treats, where like everything is in the red, maxed out and distorted. But this is like doing that while retaining like this sort of heartfelt ballady vocal.
The vocals on this entire album are falsetto. There's one little moment he dips below falsetto.
Yeah,
in
that's right.
Hotel. That's the only time he does it in this album.
Yeah, I mean it's really impressive. It's a really unique musical palette. And given that the last one wasn't like this, it's something that I'm wondering like, is he going to keep that going forward, or should we expect a totally new, unique sound with each release, which is equally exciting?
I'm very interested in the progression, because both of these albums came out this year. They're both this is 20 minutes, the other one's 26. They're basically EPs practically.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, and they have even color-wise, the first one's got this blue cover with his face on it, and this is like a orangey with like a girl on it, and so they have kind of this like this simple but like opposite aesthetic. And I was curious, going back to the first one, he does go out of falsetto sometimes on the album, but he never really does distortion in the instrumentation.
Yeah, I'm wondering where this came from, because I started taking track by track notes like I usually do. I wrote, first song every night. Oh, it's like distorted and like blown out. That's pretty cool. and then hotel, and then I was like, oh, same thing. And eventually I just realized like, oh, that's what this project sounds like.
Yeah.
And I was really excited. At that point, I stopped taking notes because I was all in, loved it.
Yeah.
I thought that the way he uses repetition as well was really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of repetition. I think having listened to both albums, to me, it wears a little more thin just because now I'm missing that something else vocally. But it is a cool, definitely, he's doing this on purpose, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the bass synth or the percussion, something's like kind of like banging you over the head with it each song. And sometimes it's his lyric, like on the closer or in Hotel, where you're just getting the same line over and over, like just like berated into you. And I feel that if it were a longer record, it would get annoying.
Right.
But on a 20-minute record, it's really effective.
And it's kind of most present in the closer.
Yeah.
So yeah, on repeated listens, that one didn't hit as hard for me. I really feel like the front part, like the first 3 songs in particular, Escape is my favorite.
Yeah, I think maybe that was the single, I believe.
Okay.
Because that was like the, it's the only one that had like a visualizer on Spotify.
Okay. And it has that crash ride
Yeah.
that comes in. I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool with the distortion. Like it's got, the vocals are mixed, kind of blown out.
Yeah. Yeah, the vocals are hot. They're coming in hot on pretty much all the record. Even if it's a soft delivery, it's still sort of in the red.
Right.
And it kind of achieves this like overall saturation of the whole track, where although you don't have that many elements going on, you have these like hard hitting percussion samples, you have this dirty bass synth, maybe a pad and a vocal. It just sounds like the entire spectrum is covered because it's so, everything's turned up to 10, you know?
Yeah, and there's this tendency for him to do this sort of like breathless thing or like breathing on certain songs. It's not in every song, but it gives us this sort of like desperation.
Yeah.
And that you feel it's the Jamie, the album is softer, and this one feels desperate to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I'm glad you recommended it. Mm-hmm. I don't really know what else he has, but if
That's it, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'm excited for the next release then. I also want to throw out a recommendation.
Okay.
If you like this, particularly this one, but Jamie as well, I'd highly recommend checking out Dirty Beaches. There is one called Badlands that I highly recommend. It's not the Halsey album Badlands. It's a Dirty Beaches little short album called Badlands. That project's not going anymore, but back when I worked at the record store in like 2017, like the other people I worked with had to be like, hey, can you like stop playing that every day? So definitely check that out.
Every employee there has the one album that people are like your boss really liked Beach House.
No, my boss liked
Beach House was one you liked, because the one album.
My boss never stopped playing whoever does I Need to Start a Garden. I Need to Start a Garden.
I forget who that is now too.
I blocked it out mentally, but I heard it every single day and it was infuriating. Anyway, enough rambling. Thanks for watching. This is Not Every Single. I'm Joe.
And I'm Stephanie.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.